Hey everybody, my name is Scott and I'd like to welcome you out to my channel of how I do what I do. It's been a while since I posted a video. I've been working on the Jayco Seneca RV, just haven't had a lot of time to post videos, but I've been doing them along the way. So today I'm gonna be working in the bathroom area and I've got to replace some lines that, well, let me go ahead and show you, and then we can go from there and I'll get on with this video. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today, and if you could, down in the bottom right corner, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and every time I put out a new video, it'll alert you, and let's get on with this video. So our last video that I did, I kind of showed everything that I wanted to fix in the RV. Well, I'm working on the bathroom area. We've redone the cabinet, we put a new countertop in, we put a new basin in with a new faucet on top. But the problem that I have is the connections that go from this new faucet to what I had previous are a little different. So let me show you what I got and we can go from there. So we'll go ahead. So anyways, underneath here, you've got some lines that are right over here in the corner, and they're PEX lines. And then they connect to these lines right here. So these are a little bit different from what I had in there. So I'm gonna have to change out the PEX connections and stuff like that. So I'll show you what I gotta go ahead and do. I've gotta go ahead and I've gotta cut the two lines that are right there that went up to the old faucet. So let me go ahead and cut those. Okay, so this is what I went ahead and cut. And as you can tell, these things are pretty much at the same level. So they're, you know, like side by side. And these actually went right up into the bottom of the faucet itself. The current faucet that I'm using actually has braided steel lines that are about 12 inches long. So I will need this fitting right here, but I do not need this PEX. And then what I will do is, where I had went and cut these, I'll slide this piece on and then I'll use this connector. So, which takes me to the next part of the video. Let me show you the tools that I'm going to need to do this job. So once again, I'm working with PEX. So to start out with, you are going to need some what they call 1/2 inch pinch clamps. And what they do is, let me show you on this part, they actually make the connection between the PEX and the fitting that you're using. Just like down here, where this 90 degree, you have a pinch fitting right here, and you have one right here, and this is just a 90 degree elbow. So pretty simple. I'll show you how it works, but I just wanted to show you what these actually were. These are pretty cheap. They're about $5 or $6, and if I remember right, you get a package of 10. Next thing you're going to need is you're going to need a crimper. Now this is a special crimper for doing PEX. This is about $30. And then, like always, I'm using my cutter that I don't use for anything else other than PEX or very soft tubing. Next thing you're going to need is a hacksaw blade. The reason why you're going to have the hacksaw blade is because I'm going to reuse these fittings at the end, and you've got to cut this, what do you call it, this pinch crimp off the end. Once you cut that, you'll probably, it'd be best, I don't have it right now, but grab the handy dandy Milwaukee heat gun, and then you heat up the PEX and it causes this to slide out real easy. Now the last thing you're going to need as far as supplies, you're going to need one of these. This is a 3/8 by 1/2 inch, and it's a compression fitting. So this part right here will slide into here just like so. Okay, this part we don't need the compression fitting. Let's see if I can do it with one hand. It just comes in the kit, but this part right here just screws right into the braided steel line fitting that's already on the faucet. So pretty much this is all you're going to need as far as the tools and the supplies to do it. Okay, so let's get on with the video. I'll show you. First thing I do, I've already, like I said, I've already cut these. So next thing we got to do is we got to actually cut these pieces off. And just like in the last video I did, I just use a hacksaw, you know, and just take my time. Okay, we'll go ahead and take this. Now, you can do it one of two ways. You can take a hacksaw blade and go on an angle, but I've also learned a couple other tricks talking to a couple plumbers. Okay, to remove these fittings, normally you crimp this way. So you're crimping it this way with the crimper. We're going to crimp the opposite way. We are actually going to crimp it this way. Okay, I'm going to show you how you do that. Okay, with that laying down, you're going to grab onto it with the crimper, and then you're going to push it together. See if I can do it to where you can see it. Okay, so I got it like this. You're going to push it down. Now this thing is a locking crimper, so if I stop, like right there, the handle's gonna hold itself all by itself. It's got like a ratchet. Okay, once you get down, it will get all the way to the bottom, then it'll release. Now that it's released, it's actually broken this part right here. When you break that part, you just twist it, and that part comes off, just like so. And then you'll heat up this part with a heat gun and you pull them out. Okay, once you've cut the crimp, either using your crimping tool or using the hacksaw blade, you're gonna slide the old pinch crimp out of the way. Doesn't matter how far you slide it. And we're gonna use the heat gun to heat this up. And you don't wanna heat up the fitting. Like I don't wanna heat up this fitting because I don't wanna ruin this, but I wanna heat up this tube right here. So, doesn't take that long. And you just heat it up all the way around. And this thing gets pretty hot pretty quick, so keep your fingers away from it so that you don't burn yourself. That should be about enough. Grab onto it with your hands and then just pull it right out. That's really all there is to it. Once it gets heated up, it'll slide out of there pretty easy. So now we'll go ahead and we'll install this in the what do you call it, on the PEX that I cut, and then we can go ahead and hook up the parts for the faucet. Okay, I know it's going to be tough seeing what I'm doing underneath the what do you call it, underneath the sink, so I'm going to show you how I do it right here with this piece that was just left over. Okay, if you're reusing old pieces, heat it up with the heat gun, just like I've showed you in the past. Heat gun really does wonders. It just makes things so much easier. I know a lot of plumbers don't like the way I do it. I don't really care. Okay, once you got it out, if you look, I don't know if you can see it, but right here on the end, there's a bunch of ridges in here. And what they are is it's from the barb on the fitting that I was using. So what you're going to do, let's say you wanted to make it 2 inches shorter or 1 inch shorter. You're going to take it and you're going to cut it. Just like so. So now you have a very clean cut right here, and there's no ridges on the inside of this. Okay? You're going to take your crimp fitting. You're going to push it in there, just like so. After you push that in there, you're going to take your heat gun. Just heat it up a little bit. You don't have to heat it up a lot, just a little bit. It just makes it easier. Okay? You're going to take your fitting. You're going to push your fitting on, just like so. Now, when you take your crimp, you're just going to push it on so that you're about 1/8 to 1/16 from the edge. Okay? You're going to take your crimpers. Now this is kind of hard for me to do with one hand, but you're going to stick it. You got a piece right here. So the crimper, if you watch, the crimper crimps it that way. Okay, and if it gets down, you know, so far, like right there, see, it'll stay. So it's a locking crimper. These are really cool. You can get these from Home Depot. I'll also put a link at the bottom, and I'll show you where I get not only my cutters, but I'll show you where to get the crimper, as well as get the 1/2 inch crimps for those of you in rural areas. So, okay, you're going to turn it around. You're going to put it right there. You're going to hold it in place. And you're just going to push down a little bit. Once you've got it pushed down a little bit, see, it's going to lock. Right now it's locked in place. I'm only holding it with one hand. So you see it's locked in place. Since I'm doing it with one hand, I can push down on the ground. And see, there again, it's all holding down. This is a preset. Once it gets to the bottom, you can see where it kind of went down and it crimped. So I kind of sacrificed one of my crimps to show you how it works. So pretty simple. I hope this helps, but I know that it was really tough to see what I'm doing underneath the sink, but I at least wanted to show you how it works. Okay, right now I'm underneath the sink, and I figured I'd show you how all these parts go together. Basically, you're going to take your 1/2 inch by 3/8, and it goes into here. You're going to use a wrench, and you're going to tighten it down, like so. Now, inside here is a rubber O-ring that sits up against the brass piece. Okay, so that goes like that. Follow me so far? And then this piece will thread on like this, and go on just like so. And that's basically how it's going to go, just like that. And then I can take you up here a little bit, and you can see right here, I don't know how well you can see it, there's the top part of my PEX. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to have the camera in there and show you how all this works, but I'm going to try. Okay. Okay, it's going to be a little bit dark inside the cabinet, but I figured I would show you what's going on. You're going to need, first of all, you're going to need your little pinch crimps. So you're going to need 2 of those, 1 for each one. You're going to need your 2 fittings, which are these 2. You're going to need your heat gun, and then you're going to need your crimper. First thing you're going to do is you're going to put your pinch crimp on the PEX, and then you're going to heat up just a little bit the PEX so that it slides on easier. Now I know there's some plumbers out there that are going to tell me you don't need to heat it up. That's fine. I'm heating it up. That's my choice. If you don't want to, don't, but I plan to. It just makes it easier, and I don't have to say colorful, dirty words while I'm trying to get it on. So anyways, that's what I plan to do. I'll heat it up a little bit. Once I've got it to slide on, I get it in, and I'll take my fitting and I'll put it in place, and I'll crimp it. So hopefully you can see it. It's a little bit dark inside there, and I do apologize. I just didn't bring a light today. But if I can find the light before I start this next part, I'll put it in here. Okay, first things first. You're going to slide your pinch crimp over it. Next thing you're going to do, just heat it up a little bit. Boy, it gets hot inside of there really quick. Wow! Holy crap, that got really hot really quick. Next thing you're going to do is take your fitting, slide it down. That was pretty simple. Then take your crimp and slide it in. Now I'm going to show you something. When you're putting it in, you don't want to go all the way to the end. You want to leave from the end of the tubing to the crimp. So from the end of this tubing to the crimp, you want to leave approximately about an 1/8 to a 1/16 of an inch. You don't want it right to the edge. So that slides on there just like that. Now we'll go ahead and crimp it. Now I'm not sure if I can do this and hold everything all by myself, but I'm going to try. Get it in there and get it crimped. Push down on it. And here's the tough part. You gotta squeeze it all together. Just like so. Once it goes down, it releases. And when it's done, that's what it looks like. So I think that came out pretty good. So I know it's tough to see inside of here. Okay, I now have that one done. And I have, where's the other one? I've got that one done. So I got them both done. Now, all you gotta do is take these, stick them up inside of there, and you just wrench them down a little bit, like so. And then I happen to know that this one is the hot water because I did mark them. I'll grab my wrench and I'll tighten that down. Then I grab the other one, do the other same thing to the other one. Screw it in there like that. Once I got it right there and I get everything tightened up, what I'll do is I'll grab this branch and I put this one right here. And I'll tighten that one up with the wrench. Now once all that's done, basically the only thing I've got to do is put my drain back together because I took the drain apart to get it out of the way, and then there's a piece of wood that goes right here that just covers up all that. And that pretty much is all there is to hooking up the PEX, oh, what do they call it? They call it the 1/2-inch pinch crimp. So hopefully this video helped you guys out in learning how to use PEX and how to change out fittings. Okay, I now have the drain pipe in. I've got the, what do you call it, the 2 water lines attached with a zip tie to the vent tube just to keep them out of the way, and then the water lines go that way around. And that's about all for this video. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today and supporting my channel. In the description, I will put where you can get the pinch crimps, as well as the cutter for cutting the PEX is PVC, and I'll put the crimper in there and the Milwaukee heat gun. And with that, I want to say thanks everybody, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Have a great day, everybody.